Dave Daly right here on the Muskegon Channel. I'm Andy O'Reilly. There's Dave Cackley. He's got a fresh look about him today. Maybe he's been to the salon. Maybe he's had a nice new Duca. I don't know. What is it about you, Dave? That's
What is it about me?
yeah, got a glow
Um,
about you today.
I don't know. I didn't get much sun yesterday.
Was it the sausage for
But still,
breakfast?
it could have been
And
it
that
wasn't
did not look
sausage, it
like a
was
bratwurst,
bratwurst.
my friend. That looked like
It
a
was a bratwurst.
prepackaged
Now that was a bratwurst that my mom grilled up
from
on Memorial Day.
where'd it
And I
come
also have
from?
I have a hamburger on standby.
Where
Hamburger.
where did the brat come from? Was it in a package or was it fresh from a meat
I
store?
think it was originally from a package, yeah, and
That
grilled.
doesn't count.
Wait,
Bratwurst
what do you mean?
bratwurst has to come fresh from a meat market. See, like Frank's Meat Market, Frank's
Okay.
Market. Didn't plan on that for the shirt, um,
hmm
but it did tie in nice.
Oh
But
yes.
like a bratwurst from
Way to bring
Eckrich
it
or
together.
whatever. No, that's not a
hmm
bratwurst. That's a hot dog
All
with
right,
different
okay.
flavors in
I
it.
sorry. I'm sorry. You're a hot dog elitist. I get it.
Well, I'm not. I won't even eat a hot dog. See,
Of
that's the
course,
thing. Uh,
we don't eat hot dogs in
I,
Twin
I
Lakes.
I do have a cultured palate when it comes to things packed in natural casings, though, and
hmm
bratwurst is really kind of off my diet anymore because of my terrible guts. But
hmm
I know where the good stuff is, and you want
Okay,
to go to.
Frank's Market. Hey,
Just
is
saying.
that a free plug for Frank's, or are they a sponsor?
No, that's a free
Are we
plug.
trying to get them to be a sponsor? That'd be nice.
It would be fantastic. But if you've ever been to a Frank's Market, you're going to be waiting a few minutes for the better quality stuff. And Fresca,
By the
I
way,
noticed that too. One of
if
my favorite
Fresca,
drinks.
anybody from the Fresca Corporation is watching, hey,
I well, the Coca
want to
Cola
toss a little scratch
Corporation.
my way? I'll do this every single day.
Coca
I'll
Cola
just hold the
Corporation.
can here the whole time.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I'm
This is
perfectly happy.
this is 2 out of 3 days that I've seen Fresca, which means I'm going to have
Mhm.
to stop and buy one for myself.
Yeah, well, it's a refreshing beverage. It's
I
perfectly
love a Fresca.
mediocre.
I love
It's
a Fresca.
perfect. Yeah, it's solid. You can't. I don't love it. I don't dislike it.
Oh, I
It's just
love it.
it's something to drink. It's something to hold in your hand. It's not off-putting. It doesn't really bring anything to the table, but it doesn't take anything off the
I
table either.
disagree there.
So
I
it's
think it's a fantastic drink. I love the bubbles. It was one of the very first diet beverages that was palatable. If you think
mhm.
back to the early days when there was things like
Less of an
Tab.
aftertaste.
Yeah,
hmm
remember Tab? Oh,
Yes,
that was awful.
Tab was just a lie.
Yeah,
You're like, oh, this is gonna taste like Coke or Pepsi. No,
no, just tasted
not even
like
close.
shoe polish. Really, I thought.
Oh, that's a
Not
bit
that
of
I've ever
bit of a
tried shoe
stretch, but
polish,
okay.
but if I would have ventured out into that neighborhood, some of us ate
Oh,
crayons when we were kids. Some of us didn't. You, being a crayon eater, may have tried shoe polish at some point once or another.
so I had an interesting conversation with some of the younger reporters here, and it was
Oh,
about giving money to homeless people.
okay.
And I said, I kind of discriminate. I used to just give, and then
Yep.
I stopped giving for a while, and then I've started doing this thing where if they look like they're pushing 70, I don't, I don't feel like I'm necessarily hurting them because they're just trying to get through. If you're a younger dude, I may be hastening your death by giving you more money.
Okay.
Um, but if you're pushing 70, okay, I'm probably going to just toss in. But this one guy was so high on the corner of Division and Hall Street. He had to be almost 70 years old. I had the dollar bill. Let's see. Okay, I don't have a dollar bill with me, but I was holding it literally against the passenger side window while the light was red, and he was 2 feet away from me.
Wow.
Did not come to get his fresh dollar. It's like you can lead the homeless person to the dollar, but you can't make them take it.
I'll tell you what. Where I have a hard time with it is when I know they're um, when you see the same person who's quote unquote homeless on different
Mhm.
corners every 2 or 3 days. And when they do the act for multiple years, we've got one guy here in town. Um, I've seen him come out of an apartment complex, and
Mm-hmm.
he goes to this corner, that corner, this corner, that. And you know what I really hate about that is that he's presenting false witness. Um, if you're homeless, dude, I will give you the shirt off my back. I will ride home with my man boobs hanging out because it's fat and disgusting and nobody wants to see that. But if you need the shirt, I'll give you the shirt. Right? Okay. That's what I was taught. But when you're out there lying to people just to collect change and dollar bills all day long, you're really cheapening a problem that some people seriously have. And that pisses me off.
Yeah, I get that.
I
Same
mean,
time,
it
that's a
pisses me
if you're
off to the
able to
point
pull.
where,
A lot of people are a lot of people con their way through life and through jobs. Yeah, people don't know what the
yeah,
hell they're doing. And this goes back to my theory about most people are kind of faking their way through life anyway, especially people of our generation, because none of us were ready to be adults. So we kind of pretend and play at being adults, and we're really, even though we're all in our 50s now, we're really not. And don't get me started on the 40, 30, and 20 something.
right.
That's a lost cause altogether. But um I part of me's like, if you can pull it off and rake in some cash, I'm not gonna, if somebody's gonna give you the money, if you want to literally live just off the generosity of others, I
It
I
just
I,
bothers me
I've got
when
I got other things to concern myself
I
with.
get
I
it,
just do.
but it just bothers me to the core to think that people would take a situation where somebody is literally living hand to mouth and
Mm-hmm.
has to beg. Because we're talking about beggars here.
Mm-hmm.
If you're willing to go out and beg and you're able to do something, I draw an issue. I really have a hard time with somebody that would present false airs around that.
Okay, I see your point. I totally see your point. I get why that gets to you,
Yep.
because you're a generous person anyway.
Yep.
But yeah, I also have, like, some people like don't want to work. Some people just don't want to do anything, and they're like, I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna go out and it, and it takes some effort. What I recommend you do is, you come up with some sort of skill, like, juggle or something,
Yeah.
do some push-ups. I don't know. So at
I don't
least you're
either.
doing
But
something. You're doing something for the money, but
if you
like we had. Go ahead.
a false pretense is what bothers me.
I get, yeah,
That's what I don't like.
I get it. We had this lady. In fact, she's still around, and man, she's a skinny little thing. She's probably in her early 60s, late 50s. We just called her the crack lady because uh, she wouldn't step on crack. Like, if she would step on
Yeah.
a crack, so she's got OCD. She's got a lot of stuff going on. My late sister once gave her a pair of shoes, saw
Right.
that her shoes, like, it just gave her, never given her money, but gave her, like, hey, here's some
That's fine.
shoes,
Yep.
here's jacket, whatever. But you'd see her like on 40 Division or 44th Street. Then you'd see her out by the Beltline in 28th. She done got a visit. Sometimes you see her in a park. Completely harmless person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just kind of, this is her life now.
This is
This is
this
her
is a
life.
person
And
though that
there's
you would like to give a pair of shoes.
Yeah. And also, I kind of like those people existing in society. I do. You don't want a lot of them. You don't want to be overrun, but there's something about the local kind of homeless people, or the ones who are just who are they're not, they don't look sickly. They're just kind of like, this is their, I mean, they may be, and you just don't notice it, but I they add something to a town or to a city. A little something. Again, you don't want them, you don't want them to be violent or, screaming or being hysterical, but just kind of sit out there. Here's my sign. Give, if you can, don't. Maybe I have it. Maybe I'm an addict. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. Here's $3, and that's fine. I'm good with you existing in this. This is, you add to it. Everybody's part of the fabric of a town, so
Okay.
they add something.
Okay. Now let's get back to the real question. What were you doing at Division and Hall?
Oh, I'll tell you exactly what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
This was a day like today where I will be going to the custom countertop to help run the family business for a few
Mm-hmm.
hours, and I
Mm-hmm.
take Division Avenue
Oh, do
all
you?
the way up to 44th Street. I avoid the highways,
Oh,
especially during it's like just a pain in the ass, and
okay.
so I just go up. I go up Plainfield till it becomes Division. I see what you were insinuating there, that I was soliciting a prostitute, or I was
No,
attempting to solicit a
no,
prostitute for some early morning shenanigans.
not you.
But no, that was not the case. I was
Okay,
actually heading to my third job. But I appreciate the insinuation. Okay, as you
okay.
roll your eyes,
Yeah.
but yes.
Good on you, Dave, for trying to
Do you want
give
me
the
to? You
homeless
want me
man
to
a
start
dollar.
into my
Would you
second
please?
job right now with the
Yeah,
news? All
would you?
right.
Thank you. All right.
Mm.
Very excited.
All right, let's get into it. Could be an iffy day on Wall Street. Asian shares were mostly lower during early morning trading. Shares also fell in Tokyo, Seoul, Sydney, and Hong Kong. Oil prices are up. The Dow is coming off a 200 plus point loss on Tuesday to finish at 38,852, still hovering around 40,000. So if you got investments, they're still looking pretty good. So, again, I don't have what I got. Yeah, I got nothing
Mm,
in there, so that's okay though.
no.
Being pregnant requires a lot of energy, according to the latest study. Research out of Monash University in Australia claims that over the course of pregnancy, women's caloric intake is over 49,000 dietary calories. To put that in anti-O terms, that's the equivalent of 199 Snickers bars, each containing 250 calories.
Wow.
So there you go.
Well,
That
I
kind
think
of paints the picture.
if you're growing a human inside of you, you better double
Yes.
up because you're going to need some
You
energy.
know, they say this, like doctors will say this, like, "Oh, I'm eating for two." You're not. Because your kid's going to consume whatever you consume, which is weird because Max doesn't like. I tried to take Max to Burger King yesterday after I went to the dentist. He finally didn't have any cavities after having 7 the last time. Ended up taking him to Wendy's. He wanted McDonald's. We compromised on Wendy's, but he has no interest in Burger King. Zero, despite the fact the Whopper is better than any burger at McDonald's or Wendy's. He
Okay.
didn't want that. Now, Alexa, when she was pregnant, I used to go get her Junior Whoppers from Burger King. And I'm wondering if that's played a part in his anti. But it's like he consumed so many Junior Whoppers as a fetus, uh, in the
Yeah.
womb, that he just has no taste for Burger King. Like maybe he's like subconsciously going back to the womb. He's like, no, Beacon, no, enough of that. I had
I've
enough of that before I was even born. I don't want any now.
I've rethought my position on you and everything else. I think the Dr. Spock book is ready for an update. I
It
want you
could
to get
be.
home and start typing. You're going to rewrite the baby book.
I, I've got enough stuff going on right
No,
now.
no, no, no. You're
I'm
going
a
to have
little.
to make room
I
for
got
this.
plenty on my plate.
That kind of wisdom needs to be written down. That too. How to represent Fresca. Yeah, we'll put
There you
that.
go.
Make that chapter 2.
Finally, protests over the ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas have forced Wayne State University to shift to remote learning. This move comes just days after a group of students established an encampment on campus, pro-Palestinian group. School officials did not specify whether the encampment was the reason for the shift to remote classes. More than 36,000 people have been killed since the initial Hamas attacks. I don't have a problem with the protests. I have a problem with you preventing people from going into their classes or harassing Jewish students. That to me seems horrible and not at all in line with your First Amendment rights. But you want to protest, you want to stand outside and yell and shout and hold up signs, God bless.
Okay.
That's part of the, yeah. That's actually part of the learning, whether I agree or disagree.
Okay.
Anyway, sports. Tigers were off, rained out against Pittsburgh. Cubs win, Cubs win, Cubs win. They double up Milwaukee 6-3. That's sports.
U.S. traditions for 1,000 today in Jeopardy. Are you ready for this one, sir?
Let's do it.
We're putting some big money on the line, 61,400 in the hole. This is an exciting question, and I think you got a chance. It's traditional for this dignitary to administer the oath of office to U.S. presidents.
That would be the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court.
Give the man $1,000. Is there no end to your incredibleness?
Yeah.
60,400. Wow.
That was
wow. Wow.
yeah.
Wowie, wow. To quote.
That was.
the one and
I
only-
looked at that. To me, that should have been like $100 question.
Well, it was $1,000 question. So you know what? The odds are in your favor today. It must have been the Duca. Good for you.
Must have been. Thank you,
for you.
Fresca.
All right. Dave, have yourself a great Wednesday, and we'll look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow.
See ya.
Happy Wednesday, Muskegon. We'll have a couple of dry and sunny days this week before we head into the weekend when we have a chance for some more rain. So let's take a look at your forecast brought to you by Trinity Health. Like I said, we'll have a couple of dry and sunny days before we'll have a chance for some rain on Saturday night. And we should stay dry for Sunday, but we will be much warmer and possibly stormy early next week, starting on Monday. High temperatures today across the county are not very warm. The majority of the towns are in the upper 60s, but closer to the lake only in the mid 60s for our high temperature, and on the lakeshore only ranging from the very high 50s to the very low 60s. So definitely pretty cold. Our high today across the county should only reach about 68 as our max, and will be mostly sunny, a couple clouds around, but it will be pretty breezy. Winds from the north around 5 to 15 miles per hour during the day, but there will be gusts up to 25 miles per hour, and at night we'll still have gusts only up to 20 miles per hour, but it should remain fairly clear. But we do cool down quite significantly also at night, down to 46 degrees, but that isn't expected to hit until much later in the evening. We will warm up as we move into the weekend and into next week. Friday, the high being 73 and Saturday 74. We do get a little bit more cloudiness on Saturday and a little bit more on Sunday, and of course Saturday night, that 30% chance to see some rain showers and potentially a very small chance for some thunderstorms. But Sunday we get much warmer, high around 77, and continuing to increase through Monday, where we do have a 40% chance of some rain and thunderstorms during the day and a 30% chance of some rain during the night. And Tuesday we are looking to continue that warming trend with a high around 77, and it's looking so far like that trend will continue through next week. So if you're bummed out about the cooler temperatures this week, you can look forward to next week. That is all for your Wednesday forecast brought to you by Trinity Health for the Muskegon Channel. I'm Tegan Schultz, and I hope you all have a great day.